Good morning to everyone. This is Mamakon, and for this video, we will be having short discussion about accounting for dividends. So let's have first, of course, what are our topics for this video? We will be discussing the nature of dividends, the categories of dividends, as well as its kinds and types of dividends, and lastly, the important dates involved in dividends. Okay, ano yung nature? Ano ba yung nature ng dividends? When we say dividends, these are distributions of earnings or capital to shareholders. Okay, so ibig pong sabihin, meron tayong portion ng ating equity na ibinabalik or idinidistribute sa ating shareholders. Of course, the shareholders are there to invest their money for something in return. Regardless whether you invest or whether you own one share or 1,000 shares, you are entitled to dividends. At kaya nag-i-invest ang isang stockholder o ang isang shareholder dahil nag-expect siya na siya ay kikita. And technically, the term being referred to when the return ng shareholder dun sa kanyang investment ay ibinalik sa kanya, ang term na ginagamit natin dun is dividends. Second, dividends are declared from unappropriated or unrestricted retained earnings. Ang dividends natin, ito ay ibinabawas sa retained earnings. So kung ang kumpanya or ang corporation ay merong accumulated profits and losses or yung retained earnings na tinatawag, yung ating dividends na ipapamigay sa shareholders ay manggagaling sa portion ng retained earnings na hindi appropriated or hindi restricted. Ibig sabihin, wala siyang paggagamitan. So this is the portion that is available for distribution as dividends. It can be in a form of cash, non-cash asset, or share capital. So it will be discussed into details later on. There are two categories of dividends. First one is dividends out of earnings, and the second one is dividends out of capital. So let's discuss first the dividends out of earnings. The source of your dividends out of earning is the unappropriated or unrestricted retained earnings or accumulated profits. It is known as the return on capital. So, bakit natin kinapitalize yung on? Kasi pag sinabi mong return on capital, nag-invest si shareholder for example ng 100,000. Dun sa 100,000, nag-expect siya halimbawa ng halimbawa nag-declare ng dividends, 0.5. Sa bawat share na meron ka, makakakuha ka ng 0.5 or 50%. Okay? So, ibig pong sabihin, yung matatanggap mo is 50,000. So, yung 50,000 ay kita mo doon sa 100,000. Thus, it is referred to as return on capital. And that is the common kind of dividends out of earnings. On the other hand, the second one is dividends out of capital. Ibig pong sabihin, by the way, dito sa dividends out of earnings, we have to take into consideration na ang source ng retained earnings na pagkukuhaan mo ng dividends ay yung unappropriated portion. Now, pwede ka po bang magbigay ng dividends out of the capital? Now, following the trust fund doctrine, hindi tayo pwedeng mag-distribute ng dividends out of capital. Okay? Kasi it violates the trust fund doctrine. Ang sinasabi ng trust fund doctrine, there is a portion of the share capital in the form or in the term legal capital that is intended to protect the interest or the claim of the creditors. So ito yung portion ng share capital, ng capital na hindi mo pwedeng i-distribute as dividends kasi it is intended to protect the claim of the creditors. Okay. Now, is there a possibility na merong dividends na ipinamimigay out of capital kahit pa sinasabi ng trust fund doctrine na hindi pwede? Well, the answer is yes. Ang dividends out of capital, ang source niya, unlike dun sa kanina, ang source niya yung contributed capital or yung share capital na tinatawag. It is also known as the return of capital. Bakit? Kasi kanina, yung 100,000, kumita ng 50,000, yung 50,000 return on capital. Pero kapag ka ang ibinigay mo, for example, ay 150,000, halimbawa, 50,000 doon yung kita, pero isinoli mo yung 100,000 na investment. Okay? So, ang sinusoli mo na doon, hindi yung kanyang kita lang, kung hindi, ang sinusoli mo mismo, yung kanyang naging capital investment. That's why it is known to be a return of capital. And kailan usually nagkakaroon ng dividends out of capital? Kapag ka ang ating company is a wasting asset corporation. So pag sinabi nating wasting asset, ang example niyan yung mga mining, yung um, yung natural resources yung product na the idea there is kapag kinondak mo yung operation, halimbawa nag-mine ka, nasa mining industry or mining business ikaw. So, every time na magbibigay ka ng dividend sa iyong shareholder, it is as if you are returning their capital already. Because the time na totally ma-exhaust mo yung natural resources doon, wala na siyang value. Okay? So, pag natapos yung mining operation mo, wala na siyang value. That's why, kapag ka magbibigay ka ng dividends sa iyong shareholder, it is as if it is a return of their capital because the corporation belongs to it's a wasting asset corporation. Okay? Kaya rin, posible din tayong magkaroon ng dividends out of capital kapag ka ang klase ng dividends na meron is liquidating dividends. So, kailan po nagbibigay ng ganito? Kapag ka ang company ay nag-undergo ng liquidation. Now, let's have our different kinds of dividends. Of course, meron tayong cash dividends. Simple lamang naman, ang pinamimigay na dividend dito ay cash, in the form of cash. In order for it to be declared, kailangan ng, of course, the declaration will come from the board of directors. Second one is property dividend. So instead of cash, ang ipapamigay natin dito ay non-cash assets. Okay? Next is the scrip dividends. Pag sinabing scrip dividends, shares or certificate of stocks yung ipapamigay mo. Okay? Certificate saying na makaka-receive ka. But you have the option whether to receive the shares or to convert it into cash, which is different from share dividends. Kasi kapag ka share dividends ang binigay, it's technically dividends lang or share lang yung matatanggap mo. Wala kang option to receive cash. Okay? Now, let's go to the essential dates or the important dates involved in dividends. Accounting for dividends. First is the date of declaration. So, technically, class, in this date, the board of directors announces the distribution of dividends. So, sa date din pong ito, nagkakaroon ng obligation ang corporation. Therefore, on the date of declaration, a liability must be established. Second is the date of record. So this is the time where the corporate secretary determine who among the shareholders are entitled to dividends. There is no particular journal entry required on this date. Ang sinasabi lang po ng date of record as of this date, sino ang entitled maka-receive ng dividends. So that the moment na magkakaroon na ng settlement or magkakaroon na ng bayaran, alam mo kung sino lamang ang entitled sa dividends. And lastly, as mentioned, the date of payment or settlement, dito naman, you have to settle or babayaran mo na yung iyong na-establish na liability doon sa date of declaration. So either magbabayad ka ng pera, magdi-distribute ka ng pera, magdi-distribute ka ng property, or in the event ng shares, mag-i-issue ka ng shares. So these are among the important dates, or these are the three important dates with respect to accounting for dividends. Again, the date of declaration, the date of record, and the date of payment and settlement. Okay, so that's it for this video. We will continue the discussion on the next videos. Keep safe and have a good day, everyone.